Hey guys, welcome back to another server tour. It's been a while since the last one, over a year, but we want to show the last 1.12 projects we worked on. So there will be a video every Sunday for the next 2 weeks as well. There's 3 videos in total. As you can see with the netherite armor, I'm actually recording this in 1.19 because we recorded the server tour already 2 weeks ago. We had 2 special guests, Christopher Paolini, American novelist and screenwriter, mostly known for his Aragon books, and also passionate technical Minecraft player with a really impressive single player world was there, and ElRichMC, famous Spanish YouTuber, is also really into technical Minecraft. He was also a member of the SciCraft server. As always, server founder Rego will lead through the video. Okay, so let's jump right into the action.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Just saying, side fact, I built 3 of the statues 3 times because they were offset from the center.
No! Oh god, that hurts.
Alright, are we all here in this desert perimeter?
Yeah, we can go to the north.
No.
Just we will be able to see a road.
Alright. So we're here at our little desert perimeter.
Sorry, east. Sorry.
Okay, so we're here at our little desert perimeter. You might know from a previous episode. Still looking fantastic. And if we head out here, just down the road, there is some more stuff coming up. And let's see if we can lie in straight away. Yep, there we go. So we managed to obtain Bedrock. Well, what do you do with that? If you broke too much Bedrock, you might want to patch something, or you just conveniently get your Wither Killer in place in the overworld. And of course, even with that, we figured we'd over-engineer it a bit. Yeah, by the way, here we're just on a copy for the sake of this tour, because we have so much to show and traveling everything in survival would take forever. But we still want to show you in the usual tour style. Okay, Mango, you wanna tell us what it's doing exactly?
Alright, there's not much to explain. So we got the Bedrock, and all the player has to do is basically place soul sand blocks. So he can use the dispensers to place the wither skeleton skulls, and together with the soul sand it would assemble the wither. Now, yeah, of course, the limiting factor is, of course, one player that has to place the soul sand. We do that really quickly. So there's a setup that allows the player to place approximately, I think, 50 soul sand per second, so roughly 2.5 per tick. And all of the soul sand is then just distributed to, I think it was 10 of those bedrock-based wither killers. So they just basically get summoned inside of the bedrock, and then either die by suffocation damage, because they get damaged by the bedrock, but after a while there's so many wizards in there that they mostly die by entry cramming. And then below we got hopper minecarts that would pick up the nether stars and send it to a storage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If this is ready, somebody prepared, we can just run it, I guess. But it makes a hella noise.
Oh, well, let's get loud.
Okay, I think Panic is ready.
I turned it on, yes.
It takes a while to start, I think.
Yeah.
What do you need that many nether stars?
Get to that later, I guess.
So free storage space from the Wither Skulls?
We have too much soul sand.
So Panic is actually using a clicking script to be able to place the blocks that fast. There we go.
Holy heck, that is flickering like crazy. Oh.
Oh my god,
There we go.
I'm getting smacked around even though I'm nowhere close to the withers? Wow.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No! What you say? It's too loud here!
Alright, I'm gonna
What?
stop it for now.
Holy heck.
Poor Wither.
It's absolutely mental. Just the withers assembling the explosions are so crazy already.
So how many withers does this kill per hour?
I think it was 54,000.
Yeah, 54.
So that's over 150,000 wither scouts that you blow through
Yep.
in 1 hour.
How do you get that many wither skulls?
With a very fast wither skeleton farm.
But the wizard skeleton farm is definitely the limiting factor here. Yeah.
And soul sand actually. Like,
Oh, soul sand.
soul
Yeah.
sand can be farmed, right?
Yes, gathering soul sand in this version is quite painful.
So what are we gonna do the next 3 minutes until they're all dead?
We can fly around and
Fly
check
this
out
out.
decoration. But
Yep.
check out dragon first.
Exactly. So every now and then you also like to build some other stuff without much function, but I think that actually looks pretty cool. I think Fox, you built the dragon, right?
Yes.
So
That is the most insane wither killing machine I've ever seen. That is just mind-boggling.
Thanks.
In case you need 54,000 beacons per hour.
Who doesn't?
Happens.
I like
Yeah.
it sometimes that you need like 5,000 beacons.
Man, this is a cool dragon. It's a proper dragon. It's not a wyvern. That always annoys me when people are always saying it's a dragon, and it only has 2 legs.
Yeah. It needs the
You're the
other
pro
leg.
here.
Indeed.
Well, that's I like the claws. Redstone.
You want to tell them how you made it, folks?
So what I did is I searched for 3D files, found a good one, and then converted that into a schematic file for Lightmatica. Pasted that, and then I had to rotate it a couple of directions, and it was all snow. So I had to go in and paint it and model it more by hand and set it up and do a couple more design aspects to get it so it worked well in Minecraft. Then built it up here on SciCraft.
Wow. I love the use of the red nether brick. For some reason, people don't use that very much.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a super cool block.
Yeah. No, here it's definitely a great fit.
Underrated.
It's awesome.
I like
Right.
the contrast with the prismarine it has as well.
We still have some
Alright.
withers going, so
It should be almost ready.
I like the aesthetics around the wither killing machine. The pyramid and then the water. I like it.
I think Jor worked on the pyramid around the wither.
Yeah. It's not technically finished, it's missing like the terraforming.
There used to be like a plain pyramid that I built as decoration, but luckily Jorge took over.
Okay, who made this beacon? This is super weird. In the corner of the pyramid. There's a beacon here. Who made this beacon like this? It's super weird.
That may
I've
have
never
been
seen
me.
this before.
the triple
Save
beacon.
some iron blocks, I guess.
That's efficiency taken to the max, I guess. Keeping out
I mean,
on
it's
how
only
many?
4 iron blocks, dude.
But we have a also really nice beacon close by if we want to fly into the, what is that, north direction?
Oh, do you want to show that?
We can quickly fly there, but the wheels are flying.
Okay.
300
Just-
meters away from here.
Did you set up a what?
It's like D-flex beacon.
Oh yeah, it's the beacon.
A gold block.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a small gold block.
For some reason, the game thinks it's a full beacon, but it's only one block.
Yeah,
Pretty weird.
we should make a giant beacon.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
So
That
we
is
had a fast gold farm running, and then we didn't know what to do with all the gold blocks, so we decided to just place down 1 million gold blocks in a 100 by 100 by 100 cube. Just because.
If you go in spectator, it's actually not hollow. It's solid.
Yeah, I also crafted 1 million blocks, and it's a pain. I hate it.
We made a crafting machine for that. It was bearable with still a couple of hours of AFKing.
But it's a very lag-friendly storage here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, mine
Of course
is.
it is.
A slightly higher latency.
Okay.
Just quick question. Do we actually need to wait for the withers to die? We're on a copy server anyway.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we could move to the next project.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? Is it the ice spikes?
Yes.
Alright, that one is cool.
So what happens if you fly away and unload that machine while it's still running?
It
You
breaks.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, static withers shouldn't break. They're just in place.
They should
right?
be trapped, but usually stuff with a lot of pistons, then the blocks get pushed where they shouldn't be, and then they get stuck, and then it backs up, and then you need to do a lot of fixing. That's
Better
usually how
safe
it
than
goes.
sorry, in general.
My first adventures with redstone was actually building the basalt cobblestone generator and blast chamber that Mango you posted on your channel, and I didn't know that you couldn't unload redstone while it was running.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I started that up, and I thought, I'm being so clever, and I left to go do something else in my Minecraft world, and I came back, and the whole thing had blown itself up.
Yeah,
Pushed
that's
out
the
and-
classic.
Happened 3
Okay.
times before I figured out what was happening.
We've all done it. It's okay.
I'm sure if I should mention in every video that I shouldn't do that. I'm not sure if this is a good way.
Yeah, we've also done that with a weldator.
Yep. Fly
That just sounds-
machines, tunnel boards.
Okay. You guys can
Sounds so
TP to me.
Alright, so we're now in our big nether perimeter where we removed the entire bedrock ceiling. Well, it's nice and dark there. So, yes, that's not the nether ceiling, that's the floor. We're down at Wi-Fi. Convenient open space, not much use, but there's something nice on the other side. So let's hop through. Okay, voila.
Okay, who's going to
Nice,
explain
nice
it?
arrow. And, well, there was a little bit of stuff being assembled here, I guess. But let's just fly where it is by now. Nothing too suspicious yet. Oh, nice. There's an ice spikes biome. Something you often look for to get some packed ice, especially in 112. But I might have gotten slightly off track. Because, well, an ice spikes biome SciCraft style. So, what do we have here? It's essentially a huge flying machine with a huge delay to move it very slowly. And, well, what happens is, just fly here to the back. Okay, so that's just a whole bunch of delay and similar things. But we did move in a huge carpet, so to say, of snow. And, well, what does that do with the game? Right. We again manipulate world population. So the chunks are generated, but only once you get close enough or enough chunks around it get generated, it starts to populate them. And, well, in an ice spikes biome, snow is a valid, well, let's say, ground block. So it assumes the ground level is, well, the highest ground block that it can find. So then it tries to generate ice spikes in a pretty normal way. Eventually it gets capped here because, well, we're at the world height. But there's also a fun game which then generates the underground part of ice spikes. And those just stretch all the way down until they would normally stop. But, well, they don't stop that early. So what we see here is basically the underground part of an ice spike extended all the way down into the actual ground. And yeah, all of that just by manipulating the world population again. This time was a fairly simple trick, I would say. But definitely a cool one.
Beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've never seen anything like it in Minecraft.
Yeah, like just walking on the ground here, it's actually really impressive. Like it has this flair of these, huge caves in some movies or whatever, where they have like some weird structures that span into the far where you can't see it anymore.
This work with the increased build height of the new versions.
It's also 112 only.
Yep, sadly.
All this world generation manipulations, all 112. Was fixed in 113.
Back when SciCraft were still active, me and Cabo PC were looking into this stuff, and we made a creative machine to make these ice spikes in the sky, but we didn't manage to make them look like these super tall, good-looking spikes. This is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew this could be possible. It's super cool flying through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially now in the late stages of 112, we try to finish everything that is basically possible still, or some cool stuff that is left in 112 and will be lost afterwards. And so cool to see all the stuff from the earlier versions coming together. Like, so many people worked on so many concepts, and now, like, especially in this tour, you will see a lot of things that use concepts since 2015 or so.
Yeah.
All
That's
coming together in like the final stages. Yeah.
I mean, if you would have kept playing 112, this would actually also be useful to get a lot of packed ice, but of course, with the crafting recipe in later versions, we won't mind it.
Yeah.
No, I think just keeping that for the sake and for the looks of it.
For prosperity.
Yep.
I
Okay.
would make a base here and live here in the middle. It's just super
Nice.
cool.
Have
Yeah.
a boat course going through.
It's like a enhanced biome, enhanced terrain sort of thing, but for the ice spikes.
And the cool thing that happened while we were testing this, there is like an igloo in one of the corners. And in copy, that igloo, like the machine broke, and the igloo spawned in mid-air. So you could see like the whole structure in mid-air.
That's cool too.
Neat. All right, so that's another part where we tricked the game a little bit into doing something more fancy. But we've one more thing to show. That would need some preparation, but we will still try to show it to you in function. And, well, that's just gonna say it's gonna blow your head off. All right, we arrived at the next place. We all had to go to a spectator here. Normally we would just log off, but we couldn't show you. Yeah, this machine here is now quite special, and again, we are manipulating the game in pretty bad ways. In this case, we really want to manipulate the random number generators in the game. And for that, well, we have to synchronize some stuff and detect certain cycles. And yeah, at the moment, everyone has to stay pretty much in place, so we can't fly around much, and it takes quite a while to get everything working. But yeah, it should be quite interesting. So, JKM, you want to give us some more details on what you're doing?
Yep, sure. So let's maybe first talk about what kind of area we're in. So we are in a perimeter, but the farm that this perimeter hosts is a mobhead farm. So as you probably all know, if you want to get a creeper, zombie, or skeleton head, you need to have a charged creeper kill one of those mobs. Getting charged creepers is pretty difficult. like a lot of people have never seen one in wild. And as you may all know, on SciCraft we have a goal to get a double chest of every single item in the game, and mob heads are also part of this plan. So we need to get creative. So the best way to get a lot of charged creepers is to get rid of all of the randomness and basically make a randomless farm. So basically, let's give ourselves a bit of context. So in 1.12, when you load a chunk, that action basically resets the randomizer. There is this one big randomizer function in Minecraft that is responsible for a lot of randomized events in the game, like, for example, lightning strikes, mob spawning, and so on. So if we load a chunk in a very specific moment, we can predict what the randomizer function is gonna generate after like several calls. So basically, actually now, since the clocks are synchronized, we can fly to the actual machinery. Still in spectator, you should still stay in spectator. But yeah, right here we have the machinery responsible for that. So this big repeater delay is synchronized to the autosave cycle. So every 45 seconds, we activate this black repeater line, which will load a chunk every 8 game ticks, or yeah, but basically every 8 game ticks. And that's every single time a chunk gets loaded, like I said, the randomizer is gonna get reset and it becomes predictable. We will set the weather in a bit. So basically, as you can see, we also have a bunch of dispensers dispensing items. That is also necessary to get the correct location where the lightning is gonna strike. So yeah, we can reset the randomizer, we can predict the randomizer, and we can also manipulate the randomizer so we get the outcome that we want. And we want the lightning to strike very close to us, so we get the charged creepers, right? So if I now stand here and align myself exactly here, and if, okay, hold on, this might take a bit. I would like everyone to fly back to me so the machine can activate the chunk loading correctly. Okay, so normally we would also manipulate the weather itself with a bed that is like up here, if you can see this. Yeah, right here we would have a bed, but the setup will take literally 21 minutes. So instead of me sleeping in a bed, we're just gonna set the weather to thunder, since we are on a copy server anyway. And we don't want to waste our time because, like Ragu said, we have a lot of destinations to see. So if I set the weather to thunder, we should start seeing lightning, and something is incorrect because the lightning is striking an incorrect chunk. I may have to relog, hold on. No, it's still striking incorrect chunk. Maybe if I stand here. Okay, so it's probably because there are so many people online that the lightning is striking in a wrong place. Like I said, it's very sensitive. Like, if there is anything that is calling the randomizer function that we didn't predict, all of the randomness is going to be completely messed up. So probably because we have so many people, the lightning is striking in a different chunk, but you can generally visualize the concept. We have a lightning strike a specific chunk every 8 game ticks, and so in normal circumstances, this lightning would strike the red stained glass chunk, and basically we also have creeper only and general mob farms. So basically the player stands here, lighting up the charged creepers with flint and steel, and then the creepers fall down and blow up all the mobs down there. So since the lightning is striking a wrong chunk, I don't think we can show it. Like, I'm not sure if there is a way to fix it now. But basically, we managed to get a double chest of all mob heads. If you look into those chests, we have a double chest of creeper heads, double chest of zombie heads, and double chest of skeleton skulls.
How long would it take to try it again?
You mean
farm
get
up,
the lightning strikes in the correct position?
See the farm running would be nice, I guess.
First of all, we would need to turn off mob switch, but it can be easily done by just disabling spawn chunks with a carpet command. The lightning, though, I have no clue. Like, literally, I have no clue why is that. Maybe we actually need everyone to relog, which is going to be bad.
Okay, if you think it's not worth it, then we can move to the next project, I guess.
I mean, can't
I don't think
right.
we should.
I mean, we're sort of at the end of the first episode, so.
You know what? Maybe let's have everyone try to relog.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm still gonna stay online because I already relogged, so I'm technically gonna be the first person maybe in the list. I have no idea how it exactly works.
So should I just log back in already?
Yeah. A simple relog should be enough. Like if that would work, then it would work, but doesn't look like it wants to work.
Yeah.
Let's not waste our time. Like people who are gonna watch it are probably gonna understand that it's not like the lightning would strike the other chunk, right? That's kind of obvious.
Would just be nice to see, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Got to see it strike a single chunk repetitively. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably something got shifted in the player chunk map. Like usually we would have only a single player in the overworld running this farm.
didn't we discover lightning RNG by building large perimeters and then discovering that during certain times
Basically, yeah.
it was striking just a single chunk, and we
that
it was first
that's
discovered by
actually kind of
accident.
interesting. So in this, we are in this lightning region, and if there was just thunder, and basically when we were making the setup, like I could literally just fly east, and I would be spammed with lightning without even the setup being there.
Yeah, we can see it right now.
Yeah. If I stop, it stops, and if I continue flying east, a lot of lightning strike again. It's honestly a miracle that it took so long for RNG manipulation to be discovered. But it did, and I'm so glad it was discovered. Okay, shall we continue, or do you guys have any more questions?
I have a very mundane question compared with the glory that is this insane machine. But what's with all the glitched repeaters and rails and redstone here?
Oh, they are not glitched. They are placed on top of barrier blocks. So you've already seen that we have end portal frames, right? But we also have barriers and command blocks and quite literally everything. So Panic decided to use a couple of those illegals in here.
Is there any advantage to using them, or do they just act like a regular building block?
You can see
Absolutely not. Okay, basically, there is like an unspoken rule. If you have barrier and bedrock, you use barrier and bedrock.
It's basically like using glass, but glass can be pushed by the slime blocks. So we use barrier blocks so you can actually see the creepers going through the mob conveyor.
Yeah. It's nice for visualizing the farm running, but it's very annoying for modifying the farm, not gonna lie.
How do you even remove remove them?
With basically any known bedrock breaking method. So we would either use pistons or dragon eggs in 112.
Yeah, instant
Dragon
fall
eggs
eggs.
are
Yeah, instant
Dragon
fall
eggs
plus
are
dragon
fun.
eggs, a headless piston, bedrock breaking, whatever.
Yep.
There's a perimeter where me and Mango decorated the whole side of a wall with bedrock so it would look consistent.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get the RNG moped farm to run. So many players on, one player loading a chunk can already influence the result I've seen. But the big news is with the mob heads, we actually achieved our goal of getting a double chest of each stackable item. So the only exception would have been the dragon head, because yeah, it's just not feasible to explore that many end islands with ships, because then of course our world file size would explode. And kind of want to continue with the double chest goal also in the higher versions where it's feasible. Similar to the dragon head, smudging added a lot of new items that you can only find in chest loot. For example, the recovery compass. Getting over 3,000 of those would require to go to thousands of ancient cities, which of course will again explode our world file size, which we really don't want. So yeah, also the conduit, for example, stuff like that is just not feasible to get such a big amount of. But for others, like for example, Deep Slate, Emerald Ore, we could take a shot at it. Alright, that's it for the first 1.12 final server tours. Next Sunday is gonna be the next one. Thanks guys for watching and see you next time. Bye bye!